War in the Falkland Islands. Are we going to have that happen again? The last time a war was fought there was in 1982 by the British, taking it over from Argentina. It's a little island, and why should you care about these islands right now? It's about to be one of the biggest flashpoints on the globe. Let me tell you why. The Falkland Islands are a couple of tiny little islands down off South America, down near Argentina, and Argentina wants to renew its claims to these small little islands just a few hundred miles off of its shore. The British are presently sitting on it. Why does Argentina want to claim them? Well, the Falkland Islands, a lot of money in the Falkland Islands. The British want to hang on to it. Argentina wants to get it. There's reportedly up to 1 billion barrels of oil offshore with the Falkland Islands that's ready to be developed and taken up. That's $600 billion worth of money that's just sitting there. Oil, it always comes back to oil, my friends. Oil is the real deal. You know, one of the things you'll notice in the world, wherever there's a lot of fighting going on, there's a lot of oil. Why? Because oil is real. If you study what any billionaires say, and I know I used to protect billionaires, I looked at what they did with their money and where they went, they want to put it in something that's going to retain value. Well, what retains value is certainly not these little coupons of paper you get that are a fiat currency. What's real is real estate. That's what they call it, real. Farmland is real. You know what else is real? Gold. What else is real? Oil. Oil is real. It's something that will always hold its value, something you can always sell. So that's why there's such a push on for getting oil now, while all the countries are going broke. Now, as MCLEAN starts to lay out his claim back on the Falkland Islands from Britain, Britain is getting their knickers in a knot.
Now, and that is that Argentina has renewed its calls for negotiations with Britain over the Falkland Islands. It's believed to stem from Donald Trump's comments that the US is considering reviewing its support for the UK's claim to the Falkland Islands. Comments that stem from his displeasure with the UK and NATO during the Iran war.
And Starmer, who's been stymieing Trump at every turn he can get, recognizing Palestine when Trump's trying to get peace, trying to give away the islands off the Indian Ocean when Trump says don't do it, refusing to let Trump use some bases at the start of the Iran conflict movement. He's been putting his thumb in Trump's eye every chance he gets. Well, a memo recently surfaced that apparently says that one of the things that Trump is looking at doing for getting back at NATO and all the ones who weren't supporting him was cutting Spain out of NATO. That's one of the options. One of the other ones was not supporting Britain's claim on the Falkland Islands, perhaps supporting Argentina's claim. Now, MCLEAN and Trump get along fabulously because they're both capitalists. They're both free market people. And what is going on right now? Well, what happened just this week? The USS Nimitz just rolled into town. That is the largest nuclear-powered aircraft that the U.S. has, just rolled into town right offshore of the Falkland Islands. So things are going to start to heat up there. Now, Britain is making a lot of big talk about how they're not going to let it go without a fight because they fought for it before. But this isn't the same Britain that was around in 1982. Recently, they've got 4 ships in their Navy that they couldn't even get to the Mediterranean. And look, when it comes to Britain trying to extend its power down to Argentina, little globe here, it is a long, long way from all the way up here to all the way down here. You know what happens when you try to fly planes down there to fight? They're running out of fuel. You know what it takes to get ships down there? It takes them a long time to get there. Then you have to be able to logistically supply the ships and protect the ships. It's a long way to fight. All of a sudden, Starmer is going to learn a little bit about what it is to have support of your allies. And MCLEAN can count on the rest of South America basically being in his favor for laying the claim back to Argentina. And if the U.S. decides to turn and say, look, we support Argentina in this claim and not Britain, I don't think they have much of a chance of hanging on to it. The push is going to come for Britain to let it go. But maybe that's what Starmer wants anyways, because he's a decolonizer, right? He's woke. He wants to let things go. And certainly the Falkland Islands are a long, long, long way away from Britain. Watch for the power triangle here between the UK, the US, and Argentina. One of the other key things that many people may not realize is Trump has got the Suez Canal back under control. He's looking at Greenland up top. Well, guess what's underneath Argentina and the Antarctic? It's another strait there that people have to go through. It's another choke point in the world, same as it is right now with the Straits of Hormuz, that I'm sure the US would want to control as well. So how is this going to play out? It's going to be one heck of a power play to see what happens. The only thing that Britain really has to help protect themselves there, I mean, they've got 4 jets on the Falkland Islands. 4 isn't a lot when you're up against some of the modern missiles today. They got a lot of radar defense to see people coming. Argentina has the benefit of proximity. They don't have as technically advanced military, but they're close. They can get in, they can do stuff rapidly back and forth with logistical supplies. And the US just may have their back. That's what's going to make the difference here. Now, the big game, of course, that the UK still has are their nuclear subs. They can still operate anywhere around the world and they can get there, but that's a bit of a sledgehammer, maybe way too far to try and deal with an army in protecting these islands. So watch for this flashpoint to pick up. King Charles, of course, is coming to visit Trump in the next little while, and this will certainly be one of the discussions. But remember, many times it's all about the oil. This is Ross McLean from the McLean Chronicles. Please follow and subscribe if you like what you have in this channel, and I'll talk to you next video.